with your partner, you're going to have this first session, this new client interview. And in the new client interview, what you're going to do is you're going to discuss the client's goals for these different areas of their lives. And for usually, like I will have someone kind of do a general assessment of where they are. So I would love for y'all to do this with me today. So in your manual, you have the circle, you have this. But if you don't, you can just take a piece of paper and just draw this out for yourself right now, and just put today's date on it, June 16th, 2021, and do a big circle, put one line down from top to bottom, and then two diagonally. And what we're doing with this, with the person circle of personal perspective, is that you're going to you're going to write the different areas of your life on here. So one is professional, financial, your wellness, your spiritual, emotional, and relationships. So let me explain. Usually in this part, I ask, let me explain what professional means. So for professional, there's some of us that have a job. There's some of us that are going to school. There's some of us that have a business. That's all included in there, in the professional. Financial, right, is everything that has to do with money. How much money you're getting, how you're managing the money, how you feel about the money, how much is going out, how much is coming in. But essentially, this is all about how you feel about this area. Wellness, right, is really around really thinking about your physical health, your energy, and your vitality. Right? How do you feel physically overall? Spiritual, meaning it could mean two things, right? One could be your connection to higher purpose, a higher energy. If you believe in God, great. If not, but more of to like how connected do you feel to your place in the world, to your sense of meaning, to your connection to a higher contribution and purpose and destiny for your life. Emotional is exactly what it sounds like. How do you feel emotionally, right? How do you feel inside? How you handling those emotions? Um, Relationships, right, could be divided into different subcategories. It could be relationship with your significant other. If that's not active in your life, it could really be a relationship with yourself first, friends and family, and just how you're relating to other people, how you feel you're doing with that. And so, from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like I feel the most satisfied in this area, and one being I do not feel any sense of satisfaction at all. I would have the client write down how they're doing, scaling it. So go ahead for yourself and write down the number that comes up for you. So it's not a lot of thinking, it's just how you feel. And so this is one circle of personal perspective that you can use to assess someone's life, right? So this is an example of what someone would write in. But you can also, now I'll get back to this in a second, but you can also, if you want to do more business coaching, you can create a circle of business. You can have a circle of business priorities. You can literally create a circle to assess any different type of coaching that you're trying to do. So let's say Jocelyn, if you decide to do some career coaching, right, you can literally make a circle to assess the different aspects that a person would need to consider in order to move their career forward, right? Then here's another example for health, right? This is another circle for assessing someone's personal health. Everything from their hydration to the supplements that they're taking to their exercise. You can even put in sleep in here, right? So I'm showing you this so that you to start getting your wheels turning around the specific type of coaching that you want to do and how you can develop your own model, your own circle to assess the things that you need to assess in order to move the person forward. So, Alyssa, for you, like, because you know you want to do a lot of like, you do diversity and inclusion. I created a circle myself where I have people look at how I have them assess their personal life. I have them assess how they're influencing different aspects of that, and then the different ways that you can create social change. And then I have like concentric circles. I've developed that. So just want to kind of share that, high level with y'all so that whatever kind of coaching you want to do, you can create your own circle for that. For example, Magalis, who wants to do women empowerment, it's like, what are the things that let's say specifically a woman may have to assess, right, in order to move forward, right? It could be anything from time management to, how you communicate, right? You make your own thing, right? This is simply a foundation from where you can build your own. So going back to the circle of personal perspective, right? Here you have your numbers. And usually I tell someone, okay, so let's say that, your profession is 2 and your spirituality is a 7. I ask them, like, where do you want to focus your energy? What goal do you want to work on? I don't want to assume that just because you got a low number, it means that you want to focus there. I also ask, tell me why you gave professional a 2. If they say, yeah, I want to work on my profession, I say, okay, why did you give it a 2 instead of a 1? And I ask it that way so that they can tell me the things that are going well as opposed to what's going wrong, right? Because naturally that's what the person's going to want to do. That's the response is, I'm doing pretty bad here and I'm going to tell you why. And so we could talk about that all day long, but I really want to get you to move forward. So I want you to tell me what's going right so we can do more of that. Right? Having this positive strength-based approach to the situation. And then sometimes I'll ask them like, oh, so your spirituality is pretty high. Like, why is that a 7? What's going on there? Or like, how could we take what you're doing in 7 and your spirituality and put it in your professional? Right? Because essentially, like, life is not a pie, and not all parts are going to be equal ever, right? But we want to reach some sense of, it's not even balance, but almost like a sense of rhythm with our lives, that when something's not going very well in one place and it's going well in another, well, how can I take from what's really going right, that energy, and put it into what's not going so well? Does that make sense? So when you have your, is 1 the best? Oh no, Jocelyn, 10 would be the best. Like a 10 is the most satisfied that you feel, and 1 is I don't feel satisfied at all. And I usually, so I stay away from telling people 0 to 10, right? Because people will give stuff a 0. And if you're alive, it's not a 0. Like, something's happening. So stay away from telling people 0 to 10 and tell them more like a 1 to 10. Because you're alive. And so something's going on. So when you have your first meeting with your partner, with your practice client, you want to do this exercise with them and go over this and ask them, which area do you want to focus on based on what you see? Right? Give them the option and have them share their numbers with you. And so from there, right, like doing this general assessment, then we can go into, let me stop sharing my screen for a second. We can go into our client interview. And so I'm going to show you what that looks like. So this is the client interview. So based on the assessment that we just did, where we looked at your professional, financial, health and wellness, spiritual, emotional relationships, right? Thinking of those responses, you are asking them, what category would you like to start with? So I would like to model this for you. So if someone would like to, put themselves in the hot seat and experience this?
I'll do it.
Jocelyn. Okay, thank you. So I'm doing this so I can model it for y'all and how it, and I'm going to take you a little bit faster than I usually would, Jocelyn. And so let me set you up so we can start with the end in mind. We're taking all of this information that Jocelyn's going to share with us in order to write a vision statement for her. Okay. In your manual, you have a vision, you have examples of vision statements. You also have a rundown of kind of like how do you go about like how do you take her answers and insert them in a vision statement. So I want to share with you that first before I have Jocelyn answer the questions. So see this document here. It says homework handout number 4, right? When it's giving you here some examples of like some things that you should follow in the vision statement, using your client's personal pros, using their power words and their power phrases, that it's got to be in the present tense, that it's like as is happening now, using motivating, moving towards statements, and that it would be internally motivated. So anytime that I hear Jocelyn telling me anything that's externally motivated, I'm going to shift her to give me the internal equivalent of that motivation. You want it to be in the present tense, and anytime that I hear Jocelyn giving me anything other than moving towards, I'm going to shift her to giving me something that's moving towards, as opposed to moving away. So you're going to use the notes from the client interview, and you're going to write, it says you write a paragraph for each category. For your homework, I want you to focus on 2, no more than 3 areas that you pick, and writing a paragraph for each of those areas. You're going to write everything as if everything has already occurred. Right? In the present moment, like Natasha has already sold her home and is already in her ideal place. Right? Like everything, it's like the vision statement is going to assume that all of your goals and wishes are a done deal and you're already there.
Okay.
Okay. And so, and why do we do this? We do this because we want to reprogram the subconscious mind with the client's desires and their dreams and their goals, so that when they begin to take the steps towards their dreams and goals, they can easily and naturally kind of step out of their comfort zone without the anxiety and the stress, because they're going to be listening to the fact that this has already happened. So we have this setup, right? You see this part here, right, where it says using the answers to the questions, right? You, in the new client interview, you can format your paragraph in the following way. So because you took, such actions, those are going to be her answers to questions 5 and 10. You have now accomplished whatever her goal was in question 1. And naturally, that feels great. It's going to be in question 2. She's going to give me all her personal pros. So I'm showing you this so you can see that there is a method to the madness, right? It's not just about you being creative, but there's a formula for you to use. Okay. Then we do not put limiting beliefs in the vision statement. So the answers that are going to come from question 7, where she's going to tell me what all of her obstacles are, those are not going to be part of the vision statement. Okay. So if she tells me that, she can't be successful because she doesn't have a PhD, that's not going to go in there. The purpose of question 7 of asking someone about the obstacles is that you can help them realize that they're holding on to limiting beliefs that can hold them back, and that those beliefs don't serve them in a positive way, and they don't serve them towards moving them towards what she wants. So I just want to offer this before we start, so that you know the purpose of why we're doing what we're doing. Is that clear? Okay. And I'm going to revisit this, but I just wanted to give you this because other students have told me, Clara, I wish I would have known ahead of time. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing that for a second, and I'm going to go back to the client interview. And I just want to make sure that we're going to work on this until the end of class. Okay. So Jocelyn, can you all see the new client interview? Okay. And you all have the packet with all these handouts, correct? Would you like me to send it again? Yes. Okay. I will do that. Okay. So you're going to use this to interview your partner, who's going to be your client. Okay. So Jocelyn, what goal would you like to achieve with this coaching session? And I'm going to say goal because it's going to be one, as opposed to many. Just one. What's one goal you'd like to achieve? You're muted.
What goals would you like to achieve? What goal would you like to achieve with this coaching experience? Become a more effective HR professional.
You want to become a more effective HR professional. When you say you want to become a more effective HR professional, can you tell me a little bit more of what effective means to you?
Like well-rounded.
Well-rounded. When you are a well-rounded HR professional, I'm trying to get a little bit more specific, right? Because I want to see, here you are, a more well-rounded HR professional.
I want to be more confident.
Well, thank you. Okay. You want to be a more confident HR professional. What does it mean to you to become a more confident HR professional? Can you be a little bit more specific?
Just having the tools to be able to make a greater impact in the organization.
Mm-hmm. Having the tools to make a greater impact
within the people.
With the people that
I'll be serving.
Okay. And So here you are, right? You're there, right? You're more confident, you got the tools, you're making an impact, you're making a difference. How are you gonna feel when you're more confident and more equipped? Is that safe to say? More equipped?
Right. Yes.
How will you feel?
Um, I'm gonna probably have more clarity on which way I want to continue to take my career.
Mm. So once you feel more confident and better equipped, you'll have more clarity on where you want to take your career.
Yeah.
And once you're clear on where you want to take your career, like what would it look like for you to be more clear? Like what like let's like if you even want to, you want to close your eyes for a second and just
Mhm.
imagine yourself as this very confident, well equipped HR professional, and you're clear on the impact that you're making. You're very clear about that. Like, what would that look like for you? What will you hear? Tell me like what's happening in your surrounding once you're already there.
Hmm. I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. So what would be different than how it is right now?
Well, I don't think this is answering the question, but what I want is to um, continue working in corporate America for the next few years, and then eventually, I'm still trying to decide. I think what I really want to be able to do is coach other HR people, other HR professionals, because I feel like it's really difficult to decide what area of expertise you want to be in, kind of get to the next level within the curve my career. I've kind of had to just figure it out on my own, and I don't. I would like to be able to coach others that are maybe more junior to kind of get their career to the next level, as I
There
felt
we go.
able to do for myself.
There we go. There we go, Jocelyn. So you do know, right? So it's once you're more confident, right, and you're more equipped, and here you are, like you are so sure of the kind of impact that you're making. What you want to do eventually, you're like, I want to keep working in corporate America, but I want to be able to coach other people in HR, right, who are more junior, to navigate, like what niche they want to move into, right, in HR, and so that they don't have to do it alone the way that you did. Nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, can you see that possibility?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
So here you are, more confident, like you're so clear. You're like, I'm on my way. Um, what are some of the things that you're gonna hear from people that are gonna give you the evidence that you have arrived, that you have achieved your goal?
I guess feedback, right?
Mhm.
Feedback from potential clients once I'm already in the space, right? So um, having a client tell me that they were able to land a job, that they were able to
Mm.
get a salary, get higher pay, um, find a position that really fits for them, that's a fit within the organization, the niche, the industry, the environment, um, so that they're more happy in their role.
Yeah. So here you are, right? Confident, clear, like, and people telling you, oh my God, Jocelyn, thank you so much because you helped me get a job that was just right for me, with the right environment for me. I didn't even think I could get that kind of a job, but with your help, I was able to do it. I was able to achieve that. Um, so any other evidence that you're gonna get other than the feedback that's going to like really let you know that you arrived, that you accomplished your goal?
Eventually being able to build it so that I don't have to work in corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
That's my ultimate goal.
Yeah, so build it so that so would salary be like the amount of money that you'll be receiving, would that be an evidence for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um and when that happens, once that's happened, here you are giving your resignation letter because you're like, I have so many clients and I have so many contracts, with like the Society of Human Resources like booked me for like a year out because they want me to support all these HR professionals. How are you gonna feel?
Accomplished.
Accomplished.
Mhm.
So I hear confident, accomplish, clear. Anything else? Any other words? Any other feeling that comes up for you? Like just give yourself permission to let's just play for a second.
Successful.
Hmm.
Um, Free.
Successful, free, confident, clear, accomplished, successful, and free. Right? It's like we can say it as a song. Confidence, because beautiful, beautiful. So we have all the evidence, right? People are giving you feedback. They're getting the job that they want. You know the impact that you're having, and it's not just in your mind. People are telling you. It's very clear, and you already you know like you feel successful. You feel free. You got the evidence. Um, where and with whom do you want to accomplish this goal of this goal of being a more confident HR professional? Like who's gonna be supporting you? Like who's in like in your circle? Who do you celebrate with? Like who supports you in that?
Um, Probably, my partner and my sister. I have a twin sister.
Mhm,
That's my best friend, and we support each other in our goals. Um,
mhm.
so yeah.
So your partner and your sister, right? And don't forget to include yourself in there, right? And where would you be, like let's say you like you're having you're gonna have this like celebratory call, like, oh my god, I've been wanting to do this for so long and finally, oh my goodness, I feel so success, I accomplished it, I did it. Like where are you gonna be when this happens? Will you be at your house? Will you be in an office? Where will you be?
Hopefully in my house.
Hopefully in your house, ideally in your house. You
Yes.
want to be able to work from home,
Hmm.
right? So you can also be with your little one.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So in order to accomplish this goal, what actions are you willing to take right away?
Mm. I think I need to surround myself with more HR people.
Hmm.
I've already started doing that, connecting with people on LinkedIn, but I think I need to build more of a network of
Okay.
HR professionals.
Okay. So surrounding yourself with more HR professionals and building a network and like a
Mhm.
consciously building a network with other HR professionals. What else? What else are you willing to do to achieve this goal?
Um, I mean, it's going to require me working outside of my 9 to 5, of course.
Mm, mhm.
And it's going to require me really making a plan of what that's going to look like what would launch day look like.
Mhm. So to making a plan that would draw out for you what launch day would look like.
So what I did yesterday, I actually follow a lot of people like on Instagram that are career coaches and things like
Mhm,
that, and do coaching. And
mhm.
yesterday was that I went into their websites and I looked to see what they offered, right? To see like how are they laying out their packages, what do they charge, like if I wanted to find a career coach, what are they going to offer me? I need to know that so that I know where am I going to fit into it, like what am I going to offer, what am I
Okay.
people.
So you
So
you already started.
finding clarity on that, like, okay, what's going to be my add-on?
So finding and also like finding clarity on like what your unique value add would be.
Correct.
So here we are. We already have 3 actions. One is surrounding yourself with more HR professionals and making a network. Making a plan to draw out for yourself what launch day would look like. And third, finding clarity and determining what would be your unique value add.
Yeah.
Right? Those are 3 pretty clear goals, right? And actions that you can take. And I'm sure there's many others that you're going to come up with. But when you achieve this goal, Jocelyn, what's going to be the impact on other aspects of your life?
Just, the freedom that, to be with my family, to travel, to build wealth.
Yeah, freedom to be with your family, freedom to travel, and freedom to build wealth. Beautiful. And then thinking back, right? What has kept you from already having that? What has gotten in the way?
I feel like I just lack in my confidence. One of my big goals was to find a new job. I wanted for when I, my maternity leave ended, was for me to be in a new place, more money and just a different environment and a better job. And it took me a long time, applying to a lot of places. It took me months of rounds of interviews these past few months to get this job at UMass. But the fact that they were willing to pay me more, right? So they gave me a salary that I didn't think I would get, making like $25,000 more than what I'm making.
Congratulations.
And so I feel like that reassurance is what's making me feel like, okay, I'm capable. Like I went through this interview process. Other people believe in my abilities, and I am capable of being paid something that I didn't think I would be able to be paid before I was 30. So that just really boosted my confidence. And so I'm actually, even though it's bittersweet, I'm actually excited to start work eventually and really like kind of, get into it, the work and get into a groove, kind of putting focus back on my career. So
beautiful. But you recognize that the thing that has kept you back in the past is confidence. It's having confidence in yourself, and like the belief on like greater possibilities. And so here you are like experiencing this a new job that has kind of like took you for a loop because you didn't even think that you could get what you got.
right.
So it's building your confidence. So that's beautiful. So you already have great skills, great tools and resources. And so I'm wondering, out of everything that you have, which of these is going to help you to achieve this new goal that you have? Of all the skills and the tools and the resources, what do you think is going to help you the most in achieving this new goal?
You said a specific skill?
Yeah, that you already have, that has gotten you this far. Of what
I
do
think
you have?
Storytelling, right? Probably getting better at being able to tell my own story in a concise way.
So storytelling. So yes, so storytelling is huge, right? When you're trying to sell yourself, sell your services. Okay, beautiful. Just so we can keep this in mind. And what do you feel you need to accomplish this goal that you don't have?
Right now, I'm telling myself it's not the right time. I just had a baby. I still feel like I need more experience. In my head, I'm telling myself, I'll put in a year of work in this job and then kind of figure it out.
Okay. Um, so so it sounds like you need to reconcile your mindset.
Hmm.
So like how will you go about doing that? How will you go about
I'm just
reconciling
someone,
your
I feel
mindset?
like I'm someone that can't focus on too many things at once.
Okay.
So I can only really focus on like a couple of things at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is gonna take a lot because I think that I'm someone that's really nervous. Like I feel like I deal with imposter syndrome. I think it would take a lot for me to actually put myself out there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, feel like I can actually coach someone else.
Mm-hmm.
It's that feeling that if I feel like I have to first make it before I can help anybody else.
I
And when I
understand.
look back, I feel like, okay, well, I have, I'm a couple years away from 10 years of experience in my field. Um, and I'm sure other people have done it with less experience.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right. So one is like reconciling what you have done, right? To almost like tell yourself how much value you already have.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, right. So how would you go about kind of getting help doing that, or would you take the action of like doing that on your own?
Yeah, no, I think I need a coach.
We all need a coach,
I think
right?
I need a coach. Yeah.
Um, Great. So I'm gonna stop there. Okay. So essentially, thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you so much. Um, I hope this was helpful for you. When you meet with your partner, you're going to ask them these very same questions, right? And dig a little bit deeper, right? So that you can get, right, what's the feeling behind the feeling, right? What's the goal behind the goal? What's the true desire? What is it that they want to accomplish, right? And so I got all these words, that I could include in a vision statement for you, right? Like all these feelings that you want to feel: the confidence, the clarity, the accomplishment, the success, the freedom, and then get down to real actions that you're going to take, because the actions that you gave me actually are going to take a while for you to do. So those can all be infused into your vision statement. So we're taking all of that for, all that information for the vision statement. So I'm going to send you all an email with the handouts that you're going to use, and also with who your partner is going to be and with their email, so that you can follow up with them. And ideally, if you can do the client interview tomorrow, you want to give yourselves about an hour each to complete it, um, and so that you're not rushing through it. Okay. Um, and so with that, that is it for today.